I'm G, and welcome to another recap and review of HBO's The Last of Us here on Infamous Virus. Another friendly forewarning, I have not played The Last of Us Part 1 or 2. All I know about the game is what's been shown on the show, and random facts and scenes from passively listening to Action Button Review's video on The Last of Us, which I would highly recommend for a fascinating deep dive if you already haven't seen it, based on my recommendation from the first video. The Last of Us is an American post-apocalyptic drama television series created by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann for HBO. Based on the 2013 video game developed by Naughty Dog, the series is set 20 years after a mass fungal infection caused by a mutation of the cordyceps, which sparked a global pandemic. The infection causes its victims to transform into hostile, cannibalistic creatures resembling zombies. The series follows Joel, a smuggler tasked with escorting the teenager Ellie across a post-apocalyptic United States. Episode 4, Will You Please Hold My Hand? As they drive to Wyoming, Joel tells Ellie about his past. He explains when the outbreak started, he and his brother Tommy became close to a group of survivors traveling north to Boston, where they met Tess and Marlene. Tommy, looking for something to fight for, joined the Fireflies, but gave up on the cause before striking out on his own. When they stop for the night, Joel warns Ellie that anyone they meet cannot be trusted. The next day, their truck reaches the ruins of Kansas City. While taking a necessary detour, Ellie sees an injured man begging for help. Joel tries to drive past him, springing a trap and crashing into a nearby building. Joel tells Ellie to hide and shoots 2 men dead before a third, Brian, gets the drop on him. As Joel is being choked, Ellie uses the gun from her backpack to shoot Brian, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down. Joel takes the gun and sends Ellie away before stabbing Brian to death as he screams for mercy. Joel and Ellie escape as more bandits, part of a group that overthrew the government control of the city, arrive to find the bodies. Their leader, Kathleen, is informed of what happened. She concludes her enemies, including Henry Burrell, who she believes gave up her brother to be executed, are responsible for contacting the killers and orders her followers to search the city for them. Joel teaches Ellie how to properly hold her gun. Kathleen's second-in-command, Perry, shows her a room with something growing underground. He insists they deal with the problem, but Kathleen is more concerned with finding Henry, ordering Perry to hide the evidence until then. Joel locates a high-rise building where he can get a good view of the surrounding area and find an exit route. He and Ellie find an old apartment. Before they sleep, Ellie makes Joel laugh for the first time with a joke from her book of puns. Waking up, they find Henry and his brother Sam holding them at gunpoint. So let's talk about this episode. It felt like a lot of really nice relationship building fluff for most of the part, and not fluff in a bad way. The past 3 episodes have been pretty littered with like grief and heavy stuff, so it's just nice to have Joel and Ellie just coexisting for a bit, leading up to like the climax of the episode and sort of building more plot elements and stuff. We were introduced to the people and some bandits who just completely ruined Bill's truck and left all those supplies crashed into an abandoned laundromat. I literally think Bill would be rolling over in his grave that Joel was that reckless with all that stuff. This episode has also been the shortest one so far. It's only about 50 minutes long, which made it go by super fast compared to like the 75-minute runtime of the last episode or the hour and a half of the first episode. So, confession, at the end of the episode where they show Henry and Sam, I fully thought they were both young children. I should probably get my eyes checked again. I was like, wow, I can't believe it's a kid doing all these bad things. Like, I can't believe like Kathleen has it out for this like child. Cause I figured that at least one of them would be a kid. Cause when Kathleen and Perry go up and sort of root around their living space, there's lots of like kid drawings around and stuff. So I figured that probably Sam would have been a kid. But then the very small glimpse we got of Henry, I was like, that's a child. I was like, he's 10 probably. He's 10 or something like that. So there was a whole section of this video where I was going to talk about how cool of a plot element it was that there's like a child that's like killing people's brothers and is like this big baddie and he's like a baby. But I was proven wrong and it was a foolish thing, and I probably should have like rewinded the episode a little bit just to check. I mean, we don't get a great look at them, but I fully thought Henry was a young child. And also, on, I guess, a humorous final note, I think Ellie'S joke book is the funniest thing in the world. I'm so glad out of every single non-necessity item that Joel and Ellie have right now, because they lost everything in Bill's truck, that they have on them is the joke book, because there were so many funny and nice moments between them in this episode because of the joke book. I mean, like, Ellie makes Joel laugh for the first time, which is pretty funny, and it's a really nice scene. It's like it's the baby child big friend theory, which you can learn more about in the Action Button Reviews episode on The Last of Us. Basically, in every media, you have a baby child, you have a little baby, or a child, I guess, and then they have a big friend who's like an adult, and they hang out. And that's it. It was a good episode. It was a good episode. I'm gonna leave it at that. It was nice. We got some character relationship development. We've got new stakes at hand for the coming episodes. We're almost at the halfway point for the first season, which is crazy. So that was my review of episode 4 of The Last of Us, and a little recap, I guess, too, if you've forgotten what happened in the 2 days since it aired. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Stay groovy.